The Boston Camerata, 6 superb singers and 2 adept period instrumentalists, were ably abetted by the ODU Madrigal Singers on October 29th at ODU's Chandler Recital Hall. The orchestral and symphonic choral version of Carmina Burana by Carl Orff is more familiar to most people, with bits showing up in movies and even television commercials. But this Carmina Burana was a chance to hear these frequently quite irreverent 13th century medieval poems sung in a more intimate setting by pure, clear, sweetly tuned voices. Anne Azema, the director and lead singer of the Boston Camerata, gave the standing room only audience a quick introduction. The collection of songs, known as Carmina Burana, lay hidden for quite a while in the Benedictine Abbey in southern Germany. No one knows who collected them, but the songs bridge the worlds of church and university and the student's or clerk's world. There are songs of right and wrong, songs of greed and misfortune, drinking and gambling songs, and, of course, love songs. Some of the poems are attributed to authors, some were derived from classical Latin authors, and many are anonymous. It's astonishing how much beautiful music can be made with 2 sopranos, Anna Zema and Camila Parias, 3 skilled tenors, Timothy Lee Evans, Daniel Hersey, and Ryan Turner, and 1 remarkable baritone, Donald Wilkinson. Shira Kamen played medieval violin and harp. Tom Zajac provided winds, brass, psaltery, and percussions, even bagpipe. They began with songs about right and wrong walking together and the inconstancy of fortune. In O Slippery Unconstancy of Fortune, the women sang a drone tone over which Azema's voice floated before joining Parias in a duet of unusual intervals and delicious dissonances accompanied by violin and Bach's hurdy-gurdy. In O Fortuna, More Fickle Fortune, the men had a rich, full sound. Evans sang with a sure sense of humor, and Wilson's remarkable baritone shone in the last wry line. Billed as the Crooked Path, the second section explored themes of repentant and unrepentant sinners. In Vita Perdite, an aging sinner decides, rather practically, to mend his ways. The dancing Curitur ad Vocem was a satire on money and greed. The group had great fun with selections from a gambler's mass, whose sequence was on the Victime Pascali melody. I will never be able to think of that with quite the same reverence, which is what good parodies do. For a song that asked, "Where is truth?" Azema and Parias produced a wildly appropriate sneering sound. The chorus in full harmony responded with the repeated "this wine, this good wine" to Parias' solo, Turner's solo, and the quartet in the jig-like rhythms of Bacchus Be Welcome. Azema introduced the love songs of the second half with the observation, without the church we wouldn't have this poetry, even though it's not what Rome wanted kept in its bosom. The women's lovely rhythm changes in Here Are the Maidens Dancing in the Springtime, and the bright open fifths of the men's At the Break of Day were followed by Phoebus on His Golden Chariot, with Azema and Parias alternating laments. Just gorgeous. Turner made the Swan's Death song one of tantalizing sexiness. Wow, especially considering that the swan was a medieval metaphor for Christ. Oh, my most delightful one was equally sexy. The chorus lamented, "Mandaliet, my beloved, comes not." Bagpipes and violin were perfect for Hershey's impassioned love song in mixed German and Latin. Tammann's bow had little bells on it that produced a wonderfully cheerful accent. Evans was hilarious in Once I Was the Purest of All Virgins, singing with sly innuendo, the girl being seduced, while the chorus responded, "Cursed be that linden tree where it all happened." Behold the Pleasant Spring, in which the singer claims that women are equal to men, Azema characterized as basically early feminist music. One of the spring songs on the tune we know as Good King Wenceslas was Tempus Adest Floribundum, with a surprise accompaniment of handbells from the rear of the hall, played by ODU's Dr. Lee Tapley with 3 students. The Boston Camerata, founded nearly 60 years ago, tours all over the world. Their meticulously researched programs bring early music to effervescent life. Their flexible, supple, lively voices were one joy after another, clear mezzo and soaring soprano, tenors with passion and humor, and authoritative but flexible baritone. Not least, their diction was flawless. The instrumentalists were no less superb. Shira Kamin's harp and medieval fiddle. I'm still entranced by those bells on her bow. And Tom Zajak's awesome array of, well, everything. The ODU University Madrigal Singers were in excellent company and acquitted themselves most honorably. Catch them at the university's annual Madrigal banquets in early December. From the other side of the footlights, I'm MD Ridge.